Hello everybody, and welcome to this demo playthrough of Revive using the solo variant that I designed, which is a competitive bot. So unlike the solo mode that's already in the game, which is a beat your own score timer, my variant creates a simulated opponent that you have to beat its score in order to win. This playthrough is going to be bot versus bot, so you can really get a sense of how it runs, and I'll teach you as we go. Okay, so for the setup, we're going to set up the game for 2 players and set yourself up like normal. For the bot, however, you don't need to give it a player board, a tribe board, any of the machine trackers, and you don't need to give it any starting citizen cards. But you do give it its buildings, its meeples, an energy token, a face down artifact card, just keep a supply of progress tokens nearby, and you do want to print out the action deck, which is what you'll use to make all the choices for the bot. And along with that is a bot reference card, which shows you the only 3 rules additions that you need to account for the bot. And last, you're going to place a cube on the 0 mark of your player board, which serves as a resource tracker for the bot. And that's that. So the basic idea for the bot is that it behaves exactly like a player. So it follows normal player rules. So if there's ever a question of whether or not the bot is allowed to do something, just treat it like a normal player. The exception, however, is with resources, since it never needs to spend resources. It can gain resources just fine, but it will never spend resources to do actions or pay for range, so the bot doesn't have to deal with range. So let's just start, and I'll explain things as they come up. So first of all, you have your shuffled face down action deck that you've shuffled up, and this deck controls the bot completely. It tells you which actions it's going to do and the choices for those actions. So here for the first turn, the bot is going to take an action turn. Just like a player, it will take 2 actions. It's not going to take a hibernation turn until it needs to reset its action deck, or if the special action card that's in the deck comes up and it will tell you it will take a hibernation turn next turn. So when the bot needs to take an action turn, you'll take the top card of the action deck, flip it over and place it to the left of the deck, and you'll see at the top there's an arrow that points to the top part of this action card. And this card shows 2 resources. So in order to gain 2 resources for the bot, you'd move its resource track up 2. So for its second action of the turn, you'll take the top card of the deck, place it to the right, and you'll see at the bottom there's an arrow that points to the bottom part of this card, and you'll take that action. So this one again is a simple action. It's 1 point, so it gains 1 point. And now just like a player, if it crosses a bonus, it'll immediately get it. And there you go, that's the first action turn. Pretty simple stuff, and I recommend discarding those 2 cards, and that's it. Okay, so like I said before, this is a bot versus bot playthrough, and now it's this bot's turn. It will take the top card of its action deck, placing it to the left, and taking the top action of this card, so it shows a slot module. So now we need to use the decision card here in the middle to know which slot module it's going to take. So whether it's taking a slot module, a card, or a machine token, you will use the number here in box C to determine which it's going to take by counting from left to right. So in this card it shows number 1, so number 1 from the left. So it takes that slot module, just place it in its collection, and for all slot modules it takes, you will give it the benefit shown. So it shows 1 resource, so give the bot 1 resource. That's it. So don't forget to fill in the row. So you'll slide anything to the right if need be, and then fill from the left. And now from now on, I have no idea what these actions are going to be. So let's just see what's going to happen. So the second action for this bot is going to be, a population action. So to take a population action, you're going to look at box A of the decision card here, and it'll show a big arrow pointing either up or down, and a small arrow pointing right or left. So you use this to break any ties. So first the bot will prioritize a large location if it can. Right now there's none available. Then it will prioritize an unoccupied location and then an occupied location. So there are 2 unoccupied locations. So which one? The large arrow points down. That means you'll place it on the bottom location. And there you go. So that bot's turn is over, and we can discard their played action cards and go on to the next bot. So here we go. Next bot also takes an action turn, and we take the top card, flip it to the left. Okay, and it's showing a slot module as well. So we know to look at this box. This number shows which one from the left. That's number 1 from the left. It takes it, puts it in its supply, and gets the reward. So that's 1 more resource. Now the next action is, oh, here we go. Double doozy. We got a building action and the special decision card. So that card says use the current action card as its own decision card, flip it over to use its decision side, then flip it back when finished. So this building action does need to use the decision card because we need to know where is it going to build. So box A again shows the arrow pointing up or down and then an arrow pointing left or right. And now this big arrow corresponds to, is it going to start its search at the top of the explored map or at the bottom of the explored map? Because what it's trying to do is search for the first valid hex, either going clockwise or counterclockwise around the perimeter of the explored map, looking for the first valid hex that would give it 3 or more reward icons, and that's where it'll build. So if we look around the perimeter, we are trying to go towards the right because the small arrow shows to the right, so we're going clockwise, looking for the first hex that gives it 3 or more reward icons. So right now I just made a full loop and I did not see a space that gives it 3 or more. So now we go around again looking for 2 or more. So here, and there it is. That's the first hex that would give it 2 reward icons. So the bot will always choose to place its small buildings before its large buildings. And so since it has small buildings available, we'll place it there and it gains the reward just like a player would. So it's going to gain 2 machine advancement bonuses. Now, since it doesn't have a player board again, now we look for our bot reference card and it shows if it ever needs to get a machine advancement bonus, instead, give it a progress token. Okay, so it's going to take 2 progress tokens because it got 2 machine advancement bonuses. And that's it for that bot's turn. So we discard its played action cards and move on to the next. So this bot's first action is population again. Okay, so as you see, it shows the population icon. We look at box A. Large arrow up is a tiebreaker. Places its meeple on a first large location it can. Nope. Unoccupied location, there's 1 left, so it places it there. So as you see, some of these actions can be quite quick. So the next one is, it's going to build 2. So again, we look at box A. Shows downward arrow, big downward arrow. That means it's going to start at the bottom of the map, going to the left. And again, we're looking for a space that will give it 3 or more reward icons, but we already know that there aren't any spaces that give it 3, so we can just look for 2. So we're going around the perimeter. This is the bottommost hex, going around, that's 1. There you go, that's 2. And again, just like a player, if this bot is to search for another place, this hex does not count as a bonus icon because it already is about to receive it. So it's going to get 1 machine advancement bonus and 1 slot module. So machine advancement bonus, we already know, is instead a progress token and then a slot module. So slot module, you already know, we look at this number, it shows 3. And I totally forgot to refill that. But 3 from the left. So 1, 2, 3. Takes it, put it in its collection, gets the bonus, 1 resource. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. And then that turn is over. So we discard those 2 cards and go to the next bot. Wait. I forgot to refill this. Now don't forget, you slide everything to the right to fill in gaps and refill back to the left. Okay. So I will always forget to refill those rows. All right, but here we go. First action for this bot, and it's going to be a special one because it is now the special action card. So look at the arrow. It points to this box, so you just have to read wherever it points. Flip over the next action card and place it to the right. Take both the top and bottom actions of that card. The bot will hibernate next turn. Okay, so you take that action card, place it to the right, and we're taking both the top and bottom actions of this card. Okay, so first of all, population, we look at here, tiebreaker would be up. So we're looking, there's no available large locations, there's no unoccupied locations, so it will place it in an occupied location, the top one. Just like the normal rules, if the bot places in an occupied location by you, you will get a resource. The bot doesn't spend any resources to do it, but they do get a resource. Okay, and then the next one is simple, just a point. Pretty simple, just a point. There it is. And now I recommend, just to remind yourself that the next turn it'll hibernate, don't discard these cards, just to not forget, oh, it's supposed to hibernate this turn. Okay, and now it's the next bot's turn, and we flip it over, and it's, okay, a new action, explore. Okay, so for exploration, instead we're looking at box B instead of box A, and we see we have some new information that we need. So first of all, we need to know which hex is the bot going to start exploring from. Now it doesn't pay for range, but it still explores from a certain hex. So the first icon is either going to show a building or a meeple, and that's its first priority of which hex it wants to explore from. So in this case, it shows a building. So it's going to start its exploration from one of its buildings. If it had multiple, again, use box A as a general tiebreaker, but it only has one building, and that means that this is the hex that it's going to start exploring from. The second piece of information is showing arrows on a hex, and so this is showing an eastward and a northeastward direction. And so when the bot explores, it will choose the tile that is closest to that hex going in those directions. So if we look here at this example, going in these directions, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 away. Those are the three closest hexes in that direction. So we have a tie. So the first tiebreaker is whichever tile rewards the most points, and any further ties are broken by that arrow in box A, which showed an upward arrow. So we see here these tiles are more valuable. Which one? The one that's the topmost. Now remember, the bot never pays any resources, so it gets to do this for free, and it gets the reward. So 2 points and a card. So give it 2 points, and it takes a card. So remember, which card? We look at the current decision card, and again, that number shows which one from the left. So 2 from the left. Take the card, it just puts it in its general supply. It never deals with these cards, so you can just keep them around. Slide these down to the right and refill the row. Okay, so now it explores this tile. So take the tile and you're going to flip it, first of all, to give it the most benefit and you the least amount of benefit, otherwise random. So right now there's no buildings around to give any benefit, so it's just random. And there you go. So that's the exploration action, which really is the most complicated action that the bot will ever take. And that's it. So let's see what the second action is going to be. And it's, oh, here we go. Another exploration action. Good. So I can give you a second dose to really show you how it works. So box B shows a meeple, and in the western directions. So it'll choose a meeple. Which one? Break the ties with the large arrow in box A, which is up, and it's going in this direction. What is the closest tile? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's one of these two. So which one? Break the tie with that big arrow. So it gets 1 point and 1 card. Which card? Card number 1. So just put it in its collection, refill the row. Hey, I'm remembering this time. It'll flip the tile, giving it the most benefit, you the least amount, but there's no buildings around, so it's random. And there you go. That's the explore action, and it ends its turn. Okay, don't forget, the bot played the special action card last time, which said it will hibernate this turn. So to hibernate, you're going to reset the deck and shuffle it up, move up the hibernation track, and the bot will always take the reward of the space they just moved to. So this reward is a slot module. Look at the decision card. It shows number 1. It takes the first one from the left. Don't forget, it gets the reward always. So 2 resources. And refresh the row. And that's it. That's a hibernation turn for the bot. Okay, so now that I've basically explained mostly everything, let me just pause for a second and let me go through the only 3 rules additions. So the first rule addition involves the resources that the bot has been collecting. So as soon as the bot has collected 10 resources, it will spend those 10 resources to take an energy token and an artifact. To know which artifact it wants to take, look at the current decision card in box C, and the color priority is from top to bottom. So in this example, it wants to take a purple artifact first. The second rule addition I already explained, which involves the machine advancement bonuses. So whenever it gets a machine advancement bonus, you instead give it a progress token. But now what does it do with those progress tokens? As soon as it has 6 progress tokens, it will take 2 machine tokens. And again, to know which machine tokens it wants to take, we look at box C, which shows the color priority. And when it takes machine tokens, it will always take 2 different colors. And just like the slot modules and the cards, you use the number to know which one to take. And before we continue on with this demo, let me just touch on a couple things that haven't been mentioned yet. First, with the crate tokens, whenever the bot takes a crate token, you'll immediately give it whatever the benefit is. And then the second thing is with failed actions. So if for any reason an action fails, look at box D to see which action it will take instead, priority again from top to bottom. Okay, so now we'll continue on with the demonstration, but if you wish to skip ahead to endgame scoring, check the description for the timestamp details. Alright, so let's continue with this bot's turn. So first action of its turn is a point. Okay, we give it a point. It's almost at that crate bonus. Second action of its turn, another slot module, so it gets the second one. Okay, so this one has a point on it, so it will get a point. So give it a point, and there we go. I was just talking about it, that crate bonus it takes. Just keep it in its supply, but it gets the bonus right away. Another slot module. Again, oop, I forgot to refill always. And it gets number 2 from the left. It gets the bonus 2 resources, and that's it. All right, that bot's turns over. Now we go back to this one. Fresh deck. A point. Man, these actions are pretty easy. Second action, population. Okay, were there any new? Yes, there was a new unoccupied location. So it will go there. There's, again, no large locations available. There is an unoccupied location, there's only one, so it goes there. Pretty easy. There you go. So you can see, I can do this pretty fast. Let's go to the next bot. Oh, refill. I gotta refill. Oh, here we go. Special decision card. I don't think we need it though, because it's a population and there's only one space that hasn't gone to, so it'll go here. It doesn't have to spend the resource to give to the other player, but the other player does get the benefit. And now the special action card. Okay, so here's actually the bottom part of this card. It says take the bottom action of the card to the left. The bot will hibernate next turn. So that one's even simpler. You just look at that previous card, gets a point. Man, blue player just points guy. All right, and we leave that there just to remind us that it will hibernate next turn. All right, bot yellow. Oh, here we go. Same thing. Oh, yeah, there's only one spot available for it, so we don't need the decision card. So it goes there. They just keep trading resources back and forth. And same thing. Special action card, it gets a point. That's pretty funny how that worked out. All right, and now this player, so it's hibernate time. So we reset the deck, shuffle it all up, and moves up the track. And remember, it gets the bonus of that space it just moved to. Slot module number 1. This guy is just slot module person. Gets a resource. Okay, simple. Hibernate turn for this bot, so shuffles up and it moves up the track, and now this one is a point and a resource. Okay, oh, here we go, a point. It also gets a crate. Ooh, okay, progress token. So don't forget, any machine advancement bonus is just a progress token instead. Oh, I gave it the point. I didn't give it the resource yet. Okay, simple. All right, blue bot is, oh shoot, look, he's already on that special action card, so it gets a point. And the second one is it's going to take this action. I don't think it can. Aha, all right, failed action. So it wants to populate, but there are quite literally no spots that it can go to. It's occupied all the spots, and there's none that it's not in yet. So what is it going to take? So Box D shows building first. Okay, so don't forget it builds its small buildings before it's large. And let's look at box A. Shows the top upwards arrow in a leftward direction, so it starts at the top of the map. And new tiles have been placed, so I don't know if there's any 3 or more bonuses yet, so let's look around. So going to the left, that's 2, that's 2. That is 0, because remember, it already got this lake bonus, so it can't get it again. Remember, it acts just like a player. So we go around, that's just 1, that's 2, that's 2. Yeah, so there's no 3 or more icons, just 2. That's the first space that'll give it 2. So it takes 2 progress tokens. Easy peasy. And we leave those cards out because it will hibernate next turn. And this one is building. Alright, so we already know there's no 3 or more icons, and it's starting at the top, going to the right. So we start here, first one with 2 or more. That's the first one with 2 or more. 2 more. Ooh, he's almost at 6. Remember, when he gets to 6 progress tokens, he'll trade them in for 2 machine tokens, which is very good for him. Second action of the turn. Build again. Oh, well, here we go. It might happen right now. This time we're starting at the bottom, going to the right. So bottommost hex, going to the right. And it's right there. There it is. 2 more. And, yep, just as I called it, it has 6 or more. So it trades in, so it spends 6 to take 2 machine tokens. Remember, it'll take 2 different colors, and the colors are shown here. So 1 orange and 1 white, and it'll be the second one from the left. So 1 orange, there we go, and 1 white. It doesn't get anything when you take these machine tokens. These are just for points for it at the end. So we slide these down and refill. That's it. That was its turn. All right, blue player hibernating again, right? Because it just played its special action card last turn. So we reset its deck. Oh, there we go. I didn't think that shuffled right. Moves up the track, gets a point and a resource. All right, cool. Next turn for the yellow bot. Populate. Can it? No. Okay, another failed action. These guys want to populate, but they're not exploring enough. Oh, but he wants to build. Okay, so the top icon there is the build. So, wow, it's almost on its large buildings. So it's going to start at the bottom, going to the left. And we, again, already know there's only 2 or more icons it can find. So we'll try and find it right there. So 2 more progress tokens for the yellow bot. Okay, and now for this, 2 resources. Oh, shoot, look, he's so close to the 10 resource mark. When he gets to 10 resources, he'll get an energy token and an artifact. But not yet. Maybe next turn. So these cards get discarded. And blue player goes, aha, here we go, some exploration. So it wants to explore with a priority from its building, going in the northeastern direction, or eastern or northeastern direction. So let's see, does it have any buildings? Yeah, it has 2 buildings. And so we'll choose the topmost, going in this direction. So what's the closest tile? 1, 2, 3, that one's 3 away. 1, 2, 3, that's 3 away. Remember, some ingrained decisions already in the bot is it'll choose the most valuable tile. And so that's 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combo, it gets a crate. And what is in the crate? Oh, another point and a resource. Oh, shoot, this is a combo turn. And it also gets a card. Which card? Card number 2. So 2 from the left. Refresh this. And we flip it over. Okay, yeah, this one, there's no way to get any benefit from it, so it'll just flip over randomly. And, oh, that was only its first action. Like I said before, the exploration action is the only complicated action the bot will take. Oh, and he does it again. Wow, blue player is really doing well now. So it'll explore from a building again, but this time going in the downward direction. So it'll start from this building, going in this direction. Aha, and here's one of the module tiles. So it, again, doesn't spend any resources, but it'll get 4 points and a resource. Let me start. Oh gosh, he's going to get 2 artifacts right now. Let's start with the points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to get an artifact. Which artifact? We look at the decision card. Orange. Yep, there's all the artifacts still are around. And don't forget, it gets a resource, which, wow, good turn for blue bot, because now it has 10 resources. It spends all 10 to get an energy token and an artifact. So spends them, gets a new energy token to its supply, and it'll take the second orange artifact. Nice combo for them. They're going to flip it over, and since this is one of these special tiles, there's no difference of how it's orientated. Okay, and it ends that turn. All right, yellow bot, slot module number 2. Oh man, I always forget. All right, here we go. It takes this, gets a resource. Oh, and here we go. He also spends all 10, gets an energy token and an artifact. Which artifact? Oh, he wants orange, but guess what? All the oranges were snagged, so it'll take white instead, because that's the next one down. Again, just put this stuff in a general supply. I know this is sloppy right here, but you can organize it however you wish. Second action of the turn is just a point. Wow, yellow player needs to catch up. Blue player is going really rocketing ahead. Oh, populate. There's no population. So what's next? Building instead. Okay, so new tiles have been out, so I'm pretty sure that there's 3 or more. So the bottommost hex going to the left. So we'll see right here. Okay, so this first space to the left has 3 reward icons, right? We have the machine advancement bonus, we have the point, and we have the resource. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. So it takes one of these. It gets a resource. And what was it? Oh, a point. Okay. That was its first action of the turn. Second action, 2 resources. These are always the easiest actions. Okay. Well, I guess slot modules are, I don't know. Oh, speaking of slot modules. All right, next turn. Let me just reorganize this a little bit. 2 resources. And the second one is the special action card. So it'll take the bottom action of this card, which is Exploration. Exploration from a space with a meeple on it going in the upper left direction. So it does have a meeple here. It's going in this direction. Which tile is closest? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be this one. Aha, so now we'll have some buildings around. So it gets a point. It takes a card number 1. Card number 1. And what else? Oh, flips it over. Okay, let's see. All right, so it wants to give it the least amount of benefit, but it has no choice here because either way they rotate it, it will give them a benefit. So blue player gets that benefit. Again, just like a player. So it gets a progress token because it doesn't get machine advancement bonuses. And that's it for that player. So back to blue, getting a slot module, number 1. Takes a resource. Hey, let me organize these a little bit better. Gets a resource. Hello. What's next? Oh, populate. Oh man, these bots want to populate. Nope, no ability. It's very close to getting this large location unlocked, but still no populate available. So it will explore. So it'll explore from a meeple going in the downward rightward direction. So let's see. That's its bottommost meeple. Again, breaking the tie with the arrow in box A. Always the general tiebreaker. Going in this direction. So that's 1, 2 away. That's 1, 2 away. This one's worth more points, so it'll explore that. 2 points for it. Oh man, this blue player is comboing so good. Another crate token, 2 resources, and oh, the card number 2. Card number 2 Slide those down to the right, refill, and now we flip it over. So it is blue player, right? Yeah, this is blue player. So it wants to get the most benefit it can. So it will rotate it this way. Hello? There we go. The snap points on this tabletop mod are a little bit funky, so you kind of have to... Oh, that's not the way I want to rotate it. There we go. All right, and then we lock it. So it gets a progress token. Oh, more combos. I mean, if you're not betting on blue winning this bot versus bot duel, you're a fool. All right, trades in 6 progress tokens for 2 machine tokens. Which ones? An orange and a white. It'll take the second one from the left. So here's a white, here's an orange. We refill the rows. Good, good, good. And that's it. Yeah, so again, like I've been saying, exploration action is the only one with multiple steps. All right, this bot's taking a hibernation turn. And again, it will take a hibernation turn, for example, like let's say it didn't play this card yet. It would take a hibernation turn. Like let's say, for example, it had 1 card left. It can't take 2 actions. There's no decision cards available. It would take a hibernation turn in that case as well. But it takes a hibernation turn, resets its deck, moves up the track. Oops, that's not it. Gets the bonus. So a crate token, 2 resources, and that's it. All right, blue bot. Populate. Aha! It has uncovered a new available location, unoccupied location too. And next action, populate. Are you kidding me? All right, building again. It's going to start at the top, going to the right, finding 3 or more reward icons. Let's see. That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. Here we go. That's 3 right there. So a progress token, a point, and a resource. Here we go. Progress token. Nice. All right, there we go. And yellow player, 2 resources. All right, coming up on that 10 mark. Gets a point. Boop. That's it. So this is really one of my big design philosophies for this bot is making it run quickly where you don't have to make any choices. So really all the choices are already made or ingrained in it. Okay, slot module to, oh my gosh, I always forget. All right, second from the left, cycle it down. And this is exploration again. Okay, from the building, going down and left. From a building, aha, right here. There's only 1 available. Oof, and it's getting so many points right now. 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets an artifact. They are dominating. I have a feeling yellow bot is not gonna score well. Oh, it gets a card. Card number 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Shift these down to the right. Flips this over. There's no available building to get any rewards, so... Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Oh, my gosh. All right, there is. Okay, so it's going to rotate it over... Oh, my God, not again. This way. Good enough. Gets a progress token. And they are just wiping the floor with a yellow bot. All right, yellow bot. 2 resources. And special action, which is exploration. That's good. They need some points. So building, bottommost building, hex, going in that direction. So that would be this one, going in this direction. So 2 more points. Gets a crate token. Ooh, another point. That's good. It's catching up a little. Another resource. Yep. Let's see. Needs a card. Card number 2. Card number 2. So these cards really don't matter to it. It will score like its collection at the end. Let's see. Last, flip it over. Yep, that's the way it wants to rotate it. It gives itself the most benefit. So it gets another progress token. And we leave those cards because next turn it's going to hibernate. All right, blue player. Here we go, building. And we need to use that special decision card again. Use the current action card as its own decision card. So where is it going to start? Starts at the bottom, going to the left. Oof, it's on its last small building. Oh, and look what it's also, I just realized, this large location's available too. All right, so let's see. That's one reward icon. Even though that's 3 points, that's still just one reward icon. That's what we're going by, is icons only. So here, ooh, right there. Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4 reward icons. That's 4 points. 4 points and a resource. Oh, that's not a resource. This is a resource. And a progress token. Ooh. Wow. Too good. And then the special action card, we know it takes the bottom action of this card, so slot module number 3. And it gets a resource. And slides these down. And we'll leave those out. Alright, hibernation turn for yellow bot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my god. And it moves up. Oof, it has to take away a artifact. So it'll take away a purple artifact. Bye-bye. And, oh, it also gets an energy token. So it needs to take another energy token. All right, blue bot hibernates. Hello. Goes up, gets a crate. 2 resources. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's 1. Resets. 2. And it gets an energy token. Remember, it's an energy. Oh, that's sideways. Energy token and an artifact. So it'll take purple artifact. Oof, almost all the artifacts are gone. And just look at the domination from blue bot. So you can see there is some variance here. And there's multiple ways that you can adjust the difficulty. But gameplay wise, it will act the same. So this is all really just score based. Like he's not scoring super good. Yellow bot. A point. Easy. Second action is a slot module number 2. Okay, yes, this one just shows a point. That's good. Give it a point. Discard these played action cards. All right, blue bot. Oh, refill. Slot module. Okay, gets the reward on it, which is a resource. Second action, a point. Man, I have never seen them score this high before the end of the game. It's pretty fascinating. All right, these go away. Populate, here we go. So remember, it chooses a large location first as a first priority. So there you go. First to occupy that large location, that's good for them. And, okay, explore using, again, special decision card. We have to use the back side of this card. Okay, it shows a person and going in that direction. So this is the topmost person going in this direction. Which tile's closest? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, it's that one. So it gets 2 points. Ah, finally it gets an artifact for itself. Which artifact? Orange. There's no orange. So purple. Takes a purple artifact. It also needs to get a card. Card number 2. Okay, that's good. It's good. And it'll flip it over. Oof. But look what it can do. It has 2 buildings here. Might be able to get some good bonuses. Oh! So unlucky for it. If there was a bonus right there, it'd get it twice. Oh well. That's what happens. Alright, so it's getting 1 progress token. Oh, and it's always so close to something else, some other bonus. But, alright. Blue bot gets a point. Man, racking in the points. And another point. Okay. Yellow bot, special action card. So take the next card, flip it over, and we'll take both the top and bottom actions. gets a point, and it's going to populate. Can it populate? Oh, yeah. There are some unoccupied locations left. There are 2. So which one? We need to break a tie. Down arrow. So we'll choose the bottommost one. Cool. And that's it, right? Yeah. All right. Blue bot. Building. No! Man, this blue bot is just killing it right now. And it wants to build. Let's use the special decision. Going down and then to the right. Finding 3 or more reward icons. So this is the bottommost hex. 3 or more reward icons. Let's see. That's 1. That's 2. 1. Oh, here's 3. Oof. This is so bad for yellow bot. So that's 1, 2, 3, but times 2 because of the large building. So that's 6 right away. So trades in 6 and gets 2 machine tokens right away. And we need to know which ones. So a white one and a green one. And it's number 3 from the left. A white one and a green one. Remember, these are just collected for points. So you don't need to worry about what's on them at all. They don't use energy at all. They don't have a player board. Okay, and then the second action is, of course, the special action, which is the bottom action of this card. Takes slot module number 1, gets another resource. Man, they are dominating. I'm very curious to know their score. Oh, wait, it was a special action card. We'll leave that there. All right, yellow bot hibernates. They're already at the top. They get 2 points. Very interesting. And this one's also going to hibernate. And I think they trigger the end of the game. Yes, they do. Right, because they hibernate. This goes away, and if I'm not mistaken, that whoever ends the game, no matter what, even if it's this, gets the end tile. And an energy token. Wow, okay. And then yellow bot takes 1 final turn. So it again follows the same rules of the game. So whoever ended the game, the next player will take an extra turn. So this yellow bot takes this final turn, which is an action turn, luckily. Okay, takes a slot module number 1, which is this one, gets 1 point, or not 1 point. Oh, there we go. 1 resource, that's good for it, because it'll spend those 10 resources. Remember, the only 3 rules additions here. Gets an energy token, that's good, and an artifact, which is good because that's worth 2 points for them. So that's pretty good. And its second action is populate. It can. So it'll populate up there. Cool. And that's it. Okay. Now we go on to endgame scoring. So the bots score differently than a player would for endgame scoring. And I'm actually going to hold off on the artifact scoring because this is where the difficulty adjustments will come into play. And also another variant where you don't need to score this, because just like in the normal game where these artifact cards can be a little bit swingy, if that bothers you when you're playing against a bot, like a possibility of high variance in scoring, I have an alternate solution that is just adding points, but I'll save the artifact scoring for last. Okay, so the first thing is the minor artifacts and the endgame tiles. Okay, so those score just like normal. So 4 points for blue player. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 points for the yellow player. Now remember, it's the end of the game. These bonuses don't trigger. Again, just like a player. I'm just going to throw away the stuff that I already score. Second thing it scores for placed meeples. So similar to a player, they get 2 points per meeple placed. Same thing, 2 points per meeple placed. So yellow player has placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12 points for yellow player. 1, 2, plus 10 is 32. Okay, so blue player did, I think there's 7, right? So 4 times 2 is 8. So that's 45. Oh, yellow's coming. Yellow is getting closer, though. We shouldn't count out yellow player. I kind of am, though. Okay, so another thing that the bot will score are for its machine tokens. So for every 2 machine tokens, it scores 3 points. So I'm just going to throw those away. That yellow player gets 3 points. And this one has 2 sets, and that's 6 points for blue. So 51, it made it past the 50 mark. And now comes scoring its entire collection. So for every 2 things in its collection, so this counts the cards, this counts energy tokens, crate tokens, slot modules, progress tokens, and any leftover resources. For every 2 is worth a point. So let's see, this is 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 10 points. So 10 points for yellow. Oof, they almost made it past the 50 mark. And blue player has 14. Yeah, they did good. 1, 2, 3, 14. Yeah, blue player certainly did good. Okay, so now I'm actually just going to mark this where their scores are so I can go through the different difficulty levels and the variance scoring. So let's start out with the variance scoring first, because all it involves is adding a set amount of points depending on which difficulty you want. Now you can experiment with whichever values you want, but I recommend starting with 30 to 50 points for easy mode. So for example, yellow player is at 45 right now. Adding 30 would make it 75, which is in line with the minor victory threshold for the solo mode in the rulebook. Adding 50 points would give it 95, which is closer to the regular victory from the solo mode in the rulebook. For every additional level up you want for the difficulty, add another 20 or 30 points. Now, if variability of scoring doesn't bother you, here's how you'll score the artifact cards. So first, for easy mode, you're going to score their artifacts as according to your progress. So for example, for every 2 slot modules, it gets 1 point. It has 2 purple artifacts. So that's 2 points for every 2 slot module that you got. So this bot has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2, which is 10. Next, for its orange artifacts, it'll score 1 point for each flask icon that you have. So this player has 1, 2, 3, 4. Last, for its white artifacts, it'll score 1 point for each crate token. It has 2 white artifacts, so it's 2 points per crate token that you have gotten. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2, which is 8. Now for regular difficulty, you will also score this artifact card for its collection. So 2 points for every 2 slot module is 4 points for it. 1 point for each flask icon that it has 1. And 2 points for each crate token that it has 3, that's another 6 points. To increase the difficulty even more, give it a second artifact card and score it again for both according to your collection and its. The last thing you need to know about bot artifact scoring is how does it score for tribe ability uses. Simply count the number of artifacts of that color. So in this case it's 2. 2 is the number of times it used its tribe ability. And that is how you play my competitive solo variant for Revive. I hope this video was helpful for you and you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns on the BGG forums, and I hope you enjoy.